Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Disco Elysium. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that he chose to join me today as we go back inside. And in fact, we may be about to have some of the most important conversations in, well, not the most important conversations, but, well, so far it is the most important conversation because we have the Hardy Boys who admitted to the murder. And we also have apparently a rape victim. Although that's a little bit hazy so far because they said that they stopped the rape, which was, we don't know yet. So now we have news. Lizzie.
I've got nothing to say to you. Why are you wasting your time?
She crosses her arms and I walk away because, yeah, this is what I studied lore for. She asks.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
He does not look particularly happy to see me. I still can't establish my authority, but we're not going to think about that too much. I found 8 sets of footprints, but there's only 7 of you. Where's the 8th Hardy Boy?
What are you talking about, madman? There's no 8th Hardy Boy. There's 7 of us, and we're all here.
He sizes you up.
Or what? You want to be the 8th Hardy Boy? We ain't hiring.
He shakes his head.
Actually, boss, we've been talking and we think she could maybe...
She? So there's an 8th Hardy, and it's a Hardy girl? Who might it be? Elizabeth? The gardener?
It could be.
Shut the fuck up, Glenn!
He roars.
I do the talking here. Now what the fuck do you want, cop?
So let me get this straight. There is an 8th Hardy Boy. It's a she, and you don't like us talking about her?
That's right. We're not talking about this. This is a private Hardy Boys matter. Nothing to do with your shit. End.
He points at the lieutenant.
You're not cops here. Don't go digging around if you don't want a bullet in the back of your head. I'm watching you.
Good. We are all watching each other.
The lieutenant adjusts his spectacles.
Officer, your question.
There's no point in pushing it further, he thinks. This is already a victory. We'll learn more about this 8th Hardy sooner or later.
And we have another authority here, another authority check. I'll be going now. Because what I can do is I can just do that over and over again because I know I can just say the same thing. So... do we have any minus authority? We do. We do have a minus authority. So this thing is also pointless. This one over here. Yeah. These two are pointless. Need to remember that. Let's go with this shirt. Ooh. Unfortunately, it is not what I'm looking for. It is an inside shirt. Physical instrument, sure. Go right ahead. And as for our glasses, that's minus authority. Yeah, sure. That's good enough. Okay. Let's establish authority then.
This time it's going to work. You already ruled out the first bad option that didn't.
No, it's fine. Gave it my best, but it is important to do those while we have them open because we got a +1 there because of the discussed 8th Hardy Boy. And who knows if I get a +1 from this one, so it is just a better chance. Guess what? I've connected you to the local drug trade.
Like hell you have.
He leans back, unruffled.
There is no local drug trade. This place is as clean as a rifle. Go back to Jamrock and ask the local junkies how clean your streets are in Precinct 41 Kilos.
We'll do that. In the meantime,
He points south.
did you know that there's an abandoned lorry at the intersection that was used to move raw ingredients for drugs from Terminal B to Jamrock? The person driving it was present at the hanging. It was one of you. We've connected the footprint.
He taps his notebook, then turns to you.
Detective, do you want to deliver the coup de grâce?
You're right. There is no local drug trade, except you. And I'm going to point at Titus.
That's a mighty interesting theory.
He rubs his jaw, smiling.
I guess that's what you would need to do, theoretically. A big, strong, state-run monopoly would outcompete the runts on the street.
Yeah, man. Theoretically, that's what you would do. To get rid of the gangs, the dealers, even some of the junkies.
You would need good, trustworthy people to take their place, of course.
He grins.
Hardy men to run such a monopoly. For the good of the community, of course.
Good idea. People are always going to do drugs. At least this way you have some control over it.
Thank you. Theoretically, of course. Thank you. Theoretically.
He takes a sip of his beer and smiles.
Titus, I'm amazed. Where is the same professionalism when it comes to other topics? You're doing great. I hardly have to interfere at all.
I don't know, Lizzie. I guess theoretical things don't make me emotional.
He turns to you.
Now, was there anything else? I was sorta gonna get my brewski on.
Not quite yet, Mr. Hardy. There were 8 sets of prints on the crime scene. There are only 7 Hardy boys here.
The 8th Hardy, the one who's missing, she runs the thing, right?
My answer is... fuck off.
He takes a step closer.
Mind your own business. There is no 8th Hardy. I run this goddamn scene.
And here we go. Back to the usual.
The woman sighs.
I know!
The little man raises his index finger excitedly.
Fatty walked on all 4s. He's so fucking fat he left 2 sets of footprints.
Go fuck your mom, Dennis.
That's more like it, boys.
She turns to you.
You heard him. It was Angus on all 4s. Anything else you need to know?
Right. I do have another one over here, +1 because I confronted about the drug trade. For some reason, I thought this was 17 before. Did I not run a 17 chance? Let's go for it. I mean...
You have so many bad options ruled out. It's insane. There is no way in the world you won't do it this time.
I'm definitely not doing the other ones. There you go. See? Boy. Yeah, I really don't want to do the other ones because I sort of know what's coming up with some of them. So I'm doing the best I can over here. Let's get our physical instrument back on and our logic glasses back on as well. Because I might as well. And let's have a chat with Lizzie over here.
I've got nothing to say to you. Why are you wasting your time?
She crosses her arms. Are you the Hardy girl?
I am not.
She says wryly.
You could be Liz. You could be anything. You could even be a model.
Even a mod?
Her face stiffens.
Glenn, I went to law school. I am an attorney.
He's right. With a face like that, she could be on the cover of Le Debutante International.
He's right, you know. You're very pretty.
The cold look in her eyes speaks louder than words. She is not amused.
But I gained 5 experience, so there's that. Let's talk to Gart. He might know something of what's going on. Gart.
Can I help you?
He archers an eyebrow, as usual, and I have the hardest time pronouncing that word. Let's see if we can go back upstairs. And actually, Lena might know something. What? She...
Oh, hello, dear. There you are again.
She sounds glad to see you. She doesn't, actually, provide any new info. But what I was wondering is that if she was around when the crime happened.
The door is closed.
I'm gonna knock again, much harder.
Still nothing. The lieutenant gives you a quick glance. You should punch a fucking hole in it.
Says our half-light. I'm gonna punch the door.
You slam your fist into the vinyl. It does not produce a hole. The door sits sturdily in the frame, and your fist hurts. This was all a very good, normal thing to do.
Definitely.
Not to mention, great exercise.
Oh, yeah.
Stop that.
The lieutenant sounds angry. He does. He does. Stop that, he said. Such a dry reply as well. I love it. Let's get back to getting the body off the tree, I suppose. We need to find the 8th Hardy Boy who runs the scene. We have to probably do a bunch of checks. I also have a lot of money, which is great, but I also need to get some cigarettes, I would think. Kim, let's do things in your car. No, not those things.
Droplets of rain fall on the white on blue police livery of the motor carriage.
Somebody said, "Hey officer, got a minute?" I don't know where it was, but this is our interfacing talking. Wait, why am I even thinking about this? Wasn't I supposed to...
Do something important? Something murder-related? There's always something important. Doesn't mean you can't take a moment to admire this piece of machinery. Even at a standstill, the unibody Caprice Kinema looks sleek and dynamic. The cabin is tilted frontward to give it a more aggressive, hunched look. Someone has waxed it recently.
That machine really puts the loco back in locomotion, and I'm gonna point to the vehicle. Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
The lieutenant smiles ever so slightly.
You want to take a closer look?
What's it packing there? I'm gonna point to the engine.
130.
I reckon that's a 7-liter V12 there.
That's, what, a 7-liter V12? I'm gonna rub my chin.
7.2. Supercharged.
The lieutenant is trying to suppress a smug smile. Unsuccessfully. A fine machine, and I'm gonna run my hand over the smooth metal surface.
Yes.
There's gentleness in the lieutenant's voice as his eyes run over the vehicle's contours.
An extraordinary machine.
It's nice and all, but why so modest? Put some zing into it. Flare it up. Slam it down.
I don't actually know what flare it up means. It might be just a typical thing. Slamming it down means you get shorter springs so that the car rides lower. You need to slam it, Kim. Make it more imposing.
Sorry, I'm not following you.
Lingo it up.
Drop the ride 200 mil. Get the camber to frosty minuses.
No, that's porno tuning.
Use bigger words.
It needs a massive aero kit and gargantuan roof-mounted...
Porno. That's short for pornography.
What's wrong with pornography?
That's a negative on the porno. Thank you, though.
Oh. Was it this that made the infernal whining sound that woke me up?
You mean the coil noise?
What is coil noise?
When variable current passes through wires that make up the coils on the electrical system on this machine, it causes vibration in the wires and the cores of the coils. When the frequency of the current in the coils falls within the audible range, the resulting vibration creates the whiny sound you mentioned.
What a binoclard.
You're such a binoclard, Kim.
I am not a binoclard. I am a driver and a police lieutenant. Binoclard. Binoclard.
He repeats to himself, eyes fixed on the ground. I'm sorry, I don't even know what it means. It just popped into my head.
Maybe don't blurt out everything that pops into your head. Just some friendly advice. Anyway.
Okay, let's move. Sorry, Kim, I'm terrible. I will choose the lines that are bad. Oh, it's this guy over here. Got a minute? Sure. What do you want?
I saw you poking around in Lady Driver's lorry. She in trouble?
No trouble. She's going to be fine.
Oh man, that's like a load off my mind. All that stress was messing up my rhymes.
What's the plan with those rhymes anyway?
Oh, you know.
The thought lightens him up.
Tommy Leham's gonna be a musician. Sprechgesang, but with beats. I've got a lot of free time on the road to hone my craft.
Why Tommy Leom?
Tommy Lehm was taken.
He shrugs in a what-can-you-do manner.
My real name's Jerry Lafitte. Tommy's way better.
All right, I had other questions, actually.
The man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm.
And we didn't I didn't try this before? Curious. Let me see if I can get my empathy up a little. I don't think I can. I mean, not with clothing. I suppose I could I could use drugs. But it's a white check. We can check it again. Yeah, let's go for it.
Still here. Stuck in this damn jam, my man. What's up?
The man greets you with a smile. What do you see in his eyes? 17%. Let's do this.
In his eyes, an unfamiliar longing. Flecks of brown and gold.
Familiar? How?
It's hard to say. His gaze wanders southwest, down the street that goes beyond the horizon. The road continues for miles, flowing together with other roads, turning into causeways or bridges, ending suddenly in dead ends, or ramping up or down highways. It forms a crisscross pattern across the land.
Where does it lead?
Above the Jamrock Quarter, in the form of a raised motorway, and then the never-ending sprawl of Forburg, high above buildings, new and old, the air filled with the rumble of motor engines.
Further.
To the old south, to the farthest outskirts of Revershaw, through the checkered fields of farmland, upstream to the river Esperance, past Montmartin. The border approaches.
What's beyond the border?
You cannot see. It's out of the city. Up ahead, the mist blocks all sight. A gale blows across your cheeks. It is cold. Before you stands a tall lorry driver with sad eyes.
And I'm gonna say, what's in the southwest?
Excuse me?
He emerges from the reverie.
A flinch jolts his frame. The question has touched a nerve.
I'm a cop. I can fix anything. He chuckles.
There are things even a cop can't fix, my man. There's no helping in absence, you know? I miss my family. They're all I have. My wife, second kid on the way, waiting all the way in Diora. And here I am stuck in this shit, so far from home.
Diora?
Diora of the Seven Seas. It's on the other end of Le Caillou, pretty much, on another island called Laurentide, off mainland. We've got a little place there. Can almost hear my kid laugh when it snows.
What's it like to miss someone?
What's it like? Good. And bad. An ache that brings you joy.
He smiles warmly.
I think of them a lot. I dream up these silly scenarios in great detail of living with them. It comforts me.
There's a pause and a sigh. Then he turns his eyes to you.
What about you, cop man? You missing someone?
No, it's scarier than that. You're pursued by a hunter, smelling of apricots and sorrow, and the past.
Dang those apricots. Wait. The apricots, that's like the Sammarinese men down here? I don't remember his name. Yeah, I don't remember. The one down south. My character said, I chose it as well. My character said something, hey, I like apricots. Actually, I was talking to the racist up north, not to him. But apparently he comes from the country where apricots are made. But it's also the thing that I have in my inventory. The apricot chewing gum thing. I miss someone, but I don't know who it is.
I feel for you, my friend. It's bad enough to know who you miss. Missing like that doesn't feel like it has much of an upside. But, thanks for this. It's nice to talk to someone, and I know it wasn't easy to ask.
He smiles.
I hope you find your way through your own troubles.
He's a poet. Hit him with your best verse. And that's for my conceptualization. I got it. No problem whatsoever. 8%.
Your best verse? You don't even have a bad verse in here. Just tumbleweed and liquor stains. Wait, no. What are you doing?
She broke me. She fucking broke me.
That's brutal, man. But you know, time will...
No, stop. He's already mortified.
No, Tommy. These are my rhymes. Listen. She fucked me till I bled. Dang it.
That's,
In the name of God, what are you doing?
I will never be the same again. She's always there. Fuck the case. Fuck everything. Total doom.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what to say, so he just repeats.
Yeah, I get it. These are your rhymes. They're from your life. Doesn't matter if they're robust, they're honest. So, thanks, man.
Yes, and I also thank you for stopping. We have a murder investigation to return to. How about we do that?
We do that, yes. Also, fine, that's all. Yeah, we need to go to Everard. We need to do so many things. I need to buy cigarettes. It's a big mess. My head, I can't, I can't do anything. Everything is bad when I sing. Oh, well. Oh, oh, there they are. Hey, fellas, I'll find you a bowl. Wait, where's... Oh, he's there. He's playing. René, over there. I should have zoomed out. It doesn't matter. We're gonna mess with the Kinema. And hopefully we'll actually look at my... Remember us talking about the lights of the car? Yeah.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
Kim, how do I turn on the headlight? He turns the preheater on, waits, takes out his keys and says...
All right. Ready? I turn, you press start. It's next to the preheater.
I'm gonna press engine start.
The dashboard lights up with orange glow. The rounds per minute gauge jumps, and the engine of the Caprice Kinema comes to life with a whiny growl. Like a leopard waking from its sleep, yawning and roaring at the same time. That sound, you feel the wind in your hair as if you're already driving. But where?
Yes, where?
Down a narrow street lined with shabby wooden houses, the 881 motor tract coiling like a serpent high above. Children play under the viaduct, eyes turn to watch you as you pass.
What's ahead?
The Valley of Dogs, and before it, a familiar dome, like a ladybug without the colors. The building has a designated parking place for your carriage. This is Precinct 41, as close as you have to home now. It's far away.
I'm gonna press the button labeled headlights.
The lights unfold with a little click, casting electrical light onto the ground before the vehicle.
There you go. I'll turn them off from the remote once you're done. We just need to stand in front of the machine now.
Okay. I don't know what you mean from the remote, but let's do it.
As you hold your ledger's clip under the headlamp, an iridescent hologram appears. A street grid and the veins of a great river. A familiar sensation washes over you.
There she is. Revachol West.
There's a note of pride in the lieutenant's voice.
Around the borders of the watermark are dozens, no, hundreds of micro-perforations.
Let's look at the shimmering street grid first.
The rectangular watermark is overlaid with the logo of the RCM, and yet the major arteries of Revachol are all recognizable. They shimmer in the Kinema's headlights.
Wait, let me look around.
A rat brazenly darts past you and disappears amongst the stopped lorries. In the distance, a child somewhere shrieks. A woman reprimands her in a voice no quieter than the child's cry. In the middle of a broken plaza, in a cone of light, barely visible in the daytime, two men, one slim, the other sturdy. They are on the city stage, but only one of them knows his lines.
Ah, Martinez.
He smells the air and says, "Where are we on this?" I'm gonna point to the halogen map.
Let me see.
He takes the ledger for a moment and inspects it.
Right here.
He says, his finger near the top of the map on a segment of coast jutting out into the great ocean. Seems like a shithole.
It has its problems.
I'm gonna look at the perforations.
There are many of them, and they are divided into 3 separate rows.
I'm gonna tally up the different rows.
The first row has 18 dots.
What about the next one?
The next is the longest. It runs all the way around the border, and then some.
I'm gonna count them individually.
There are so many, it's hard to count. More than 150, at least. maybe even 200.
What about the last row?
The last row has 3 perforations. As you look at them, you feel your index finger reflexively contract 3 times.
Contract. Huh, that's interesting. It's our hand-eye coordination there. Remember this for when we figure out what it means, the 3 things. Seems like something I've done before.
And something you'll do again before this is all over.
Hey Kim, what do all these holes mean? And I'm gonna point to the dots on the watermark.
Those are perforations. They represent your record as an officer of the RCM. They are your statistics, as it were. I should have guessed you'd keep a record. Officers often do. Let's take a look.
Son, here is where we score your life performance. You better hope it's good.
The first row represents your years of service. 18 years. Okay, not bad at all. What did you do before you volunteered?
Wait, 18 years I've done this?
That's what it says. I might have guessed even longer based on your age. What did you do all those blissful years of your youth?
Got drunk like a megastar?
Yes, that does seem quite likely. Your youth coincided with some heady days for Revachol. But let's move on, shall we? This next row, the one that wraps all the way around, is your number of closed cases. Closed is good. It means finished. You've got, let's see... Wow, more than 200.
Is that a lot?
It's quite a lot, even for someone who's been on the force for nearly 2 decades. Usually, clearing more than 10 cases a year puts you in the 90th percentile of all RCM officers.
See, Kim, I told you I was a superstar cop.
Call it what you want. You were a valuable member of your precinct. Now, let's look at the last row.
You know the answer already. The tingle in your index finger gave it away.
It did, didn't it? Those are my confirmed kills. 3 of them.
That's right.
The lieutenant says, gauging your reaction.
How did you know?
Because I felt a twitch in my index finger?
Ah, right. Sometimes the brain's able to preserve certain responses even when conscious memory has been, let's say, misplaced. For an RCM officer, especially Precinct 41, which is in the Jamrock quarter, it's rather tame. I mean that in a good way. There are certain officers who treat their kills like some kind of ghoulish game. If they do happen to solve a case, it's usually by accident.
It's obvious the lieutenant doesn't think very highly of these officers.
But it seems as though you are, or at least were, one of the good ones. So we have that to be thankful for.
He's sincerely glad you're not a scary predator. Not to say relieved you're competent.
Have you ever killed anyone, Kim? I know I asked you before.
Yes.
He says, declining to elaborate. How do you handle the strain?
Everyone has their own method of coping. Some more effective, or self-destructive than others.
He gives you a meaningful look.
Personally, I find it helps to keep up a few hobbies.
Like what?
Oh, this and that. Let's not get into it now.
Maybe I should find a hobby?
Why not gardening? You've already got the yellow gloves.
They're not on, but yes. Maybe I should pour one out for the boys, the fallen?
If you want to pour out the booze you've been carrying around on duty, I'm certainly not going to stop you.
I'm gonna pour one out on the ground, ceremonially.
A dark pool of cheap wine appears at your feet. It shimmers in the lights of the Kinema. Honorably done. You have given up some of your own blood for theirs.
I'm sorry for killing you.
Very noble of you. Are we done here?
Thanks for this.
The lieutenant nods.
Okay, let's go. And I'm gonna put the ledger away.
Right. I'll go turn off the lights.
He presses a remote control on the key. And we end the episode because we're out of time for the day. So for right now, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Disco Elysium. I really hope you've enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and leave a comment, like the video, but above all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.